This is Zach Boschman. You're watching A Real Dialogue on Dub City Heartbeat.
L'instrumental de Sunday Time.
What's up, Port City? This is part 3 of our interview with Christopher Scott. On the first couple of episodes, he talked about that day in 1997 that changed his life forever, and the trial that resulted in the judge sentencing him to 40 years in prison to life for a murder that he didn't commit. But on this episode, Scott talks about how he survived those 13 years in prison and what it was like to be in the maximum security section with other prisoners who were serving consecutive life sentences, being an innocent man. So anyway, I hope you enjoy it. Let us know what you think in the comments below.
And you know, when I first got to me my first day in prison, I saw dudes get raped, like in the shower, like, dude, like it's 75 to 8 of us showering together at one time. Mm-hmm. And you see a guy in the corner getting raped, you're like, and they like, look, man, you see it and don't see it. It's not your business, turn around and shower. But I'm not used to seeing this.
Yeah.
I heard this. So, you know, it's freaking me out, you know, and I'm like, man, I hope I don't go crazy down here, you know, by seeing things of this nature. Then 2 days later, I see a guy get stabbed like 14 times. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm like, you know, it's really dealing with my mental aspect of one, because I'm a strong-minded person.
And then everybody's telling you that you're a murderer.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm like, there's so much I got to deal with at that particular time.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Conversation pieces, like, let's say you said somebody had 2 life sentences, right? What was like their lingo? What was their like typical conversations? Like, did it change? Like, was it reminiscent? Was it like, oh no? Was it like always wanted? Was it love? Like, did you just have it?
I mean, basically, once people found out who you were and you understood about, you know, he committed his crime, he gonna be here for the rest of his life, then you got to deal with him accordingly. You know what I mean? Like, I had a lot of partners that I became close with that is never going on. But when they talked to me, it was mutual respect. Like, dude, I understand what you did. You know, maybe you're sorry for it, maybe you're not. But that's not just who I am. You know, we can sit down and have an intellectual conversation. We can sit down here and have a gangster conversation. You know, I'm open to whatever you open with. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? If the dialogue has a point behind it. But I'm not going to sit up here and talk about negativity to you, because that's not something I just never been a part of. I don't want to talk negative. It got to be positive with me, man, because I'm in here for something I didn't do. I got to stay positive. Because if I start getting negative thoughts, I'm going to end up getting caught up in a mix. Because, dude, believe me when I tell you, whatever you want, whatever out here in society, you can get in prison. Marijuana, cocaine, cell phones, sex, everything you want in the streets, you can get it in prison. It's not hard to get it, because the guards is bringing it to you. And the guards is the ones selling their bodies to you, you know, for sex. So, you know, it wasn't nothing that you couldn't do in prison that you couldn't do in the streets.
It's like a double entendre or irony.
Yeah, it's like a world inside of a world, you know what I mean? But this world is caged off, like, you know, they caged us out like we're animals, you know what I mean? So this is where a lot of people looked at it, you know. It's modern day slavery, but it's here, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So this is how we looked at it, that's how I viewed it.
Okay, so you said you went in there pretty young and things of that nature, so how do you think, like, somebody like Tamir Rice and people that's had to go through that same situation, how do you look at it coming in from a young perspective, and then somebody seeing somebody that was younger go through it? Oh,
I know it screwed it messed them up. You know, because, dude, I seen young guys, 16 to 17, come to prison where I was. And I'm like, dude, you how old? 17. How much time you got? A life sentence and a half. You're not never going home. You know, like, you ain't never going home. So you saw older guys take advantage of these young guys. Because if you accept something from a guy in prison, he's looking at something in return. And then you already know who the guys that like messing with other men. You know who they are. So me consider myself being a G in prison, I gotta try to protect this young guy. But I might catch slack from other people, but I'm not gonna let you, take advantage of this young man because he's young. That could be my son, that could be my nephew, my cousin, or somebody I know, relative. So I'm not gonna allow you to do it now. If I tell you like, nah, this ain't going down and he allowed to happen, then that's on him. At least I tried to stop it. Because I seen it where young guys take bags of coffee and commissary from guys and be like, you know what it is at the end of the night, you gotta catch my cell. And they like, catch your cell? Yeah, you gotta catch my cell. You gotta do some sexual favors. And now he's screwed up because the guy said, if you don't, you know what it is. Now he's scared. Now you just scared him into submission. Now he's gonna go lay on his back and let you get on top of him like he's a female. And that's the worst thing I've seen. And when I see it happening, I try to stop it. You know what I mean? Like, nah, you're not gonna take advantage of him like that. I can't see that happening. That's a man. He's scared. You can tell he's scared. So nah, I'm not gonna allow you to do it. I even caught slack behind it a few times, but I didn't care. I'm gonna put myself out there for you. But after I do, and if you tend to keep doing what you're doing, you keep getting stuff from people, then you're on your own. I can't do nothing for you. But yeah, I know it screwed them up, like the Khalif Bauer story.
Yeah.
The same thing. He hung as he killed himself because he just couldn't stand that pressure. It affect people in different ways. You gonna be either strong-minded or weak-minded. It's no in between. You're gonna be strong-minded or weak-minded. Pick your choice. It's like picking your poison.
How often, I'm asking from a very, very citizen standpoint, how often do officials, if they want to call themselves that, walk through and see these lifestyles? How aware? Is it like, obviously so, and it's like, oh, okay.
Now, they try to hide this as much as they can, but they know it's
hide
happening.
it to themselves or hide it to the public?
They just hide it to themselves and hide it to the public. The only time when they feel like they have to do something is when you're one of those type of officers where a lot of shit happens while your watch is on. You know what I mean? People pay attention. Like every time something happens, you working this wing or you working this cell block. Mm-hmm. So, we start writing officers up. Like, look, every time this officer have work here, something go down and he played it like it didn't happen. Because you don't always want to be caught up in this stigma of like, dude, we can do this because this officer's on, is working beat. So now, we had to stop it like, man, we got to get this officer right because he's no good for nobody.
He put other
people's lives in jeopardy. Mm-hmm. He allowed guys to sneak knives and he see a knife pass because he know somebody finna get stabbed because somebody done roped this officer up. Mm-hmm. So he like, if you kick this guy ass and you stab him, I'm gonna turn my back. And anytime you want to do something, I'm going to let you do what you got to do. So those are the bad officers that you don't even want in prison or let alone working at cell like you're working on, you live on.
It's like a joke that go around. Like it's funny how a police officer can become so ordained within 6 months or so.
Right.
And how long does it take to be a lawyer? So it's just kind of funny. Like nobody want to go to law school, but it's easier to go, and you're the one face to face with the citizens.
Right.
You're the one, like you said, putting somebody else's life at stake.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it only takes 6 months to get that power.
Right.
It sounds like they only really care about people getting like raped or stabbed if it's gonna come back to them if they're on the watch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, because you got a lot of bad officers. I mean, you got crooked officers there, dude. You got guys that bring in 3-4 pounds of weed. You got guys bringing in ounces of cocaine. You got guys bringing in like 7-8 cell phones at a time. Mm-hmm. So when you got corrupt officers like that, they'll pretty much let anything happen to you. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So it's just, you got to be on your P's and Q's, dealing with the system. And once you get, familiar with the system, it all depends on how you're going to handle it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, man. So like, you know, my first 5 years, you know, 4 years, I say 4 years was rough because being young and then having all this time, you're like, fuck it. I got this attitude like, I don't give a fuck. You know, I ain't never getting out of prison because they're not gonna allow me to make parole.
Yeah.
But when I do make parole, when I come up for parole, I done did 40 years. So now I'm almost 70. What can I do? You know, so them first 3 years, I'm like, fuck it. Whatever happened, but this is how it's going down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But sooner or later, you gotta mature.
Mm-hmm.
And you like, man, I got 2 kids I got out there.
Yeah.
You know, I got a woman that I left out there that's no longer my woman, but I gotta prove to these people that I did commit this crime.
Yeah.
So at that particular time I got in my cell, I thought about it. I think it was my last fight I had. And it was like a hell of a fight. It was like it was a hell of a drag out fight. I'm like, damn, is this guy gonna ever get tired? Because a lot of times guys just don't like to accept the loss. Mm-hmm. And they gonna keep coming and coming and coming till you done beat the shit out of them, they blooded you, you like, dude, we finna get locked up, we finna get gassed, we finna get slammed on our shoulders, our head or something because you don't want to stop. So that particular day, me and this guy, dude, I never fought for 30 minutes in my life. This was like a 30-minute fight, like, when you get you some rest and get your ass back up because we finna keep going. We both got splits, you know, we both need stitches, you know what I mean? You're like, damn, if I would have never been convicted of this crime, I wouldn't have never been in this position. So you leaking, you know, you're potting them, throwing your towel, like get the blood out, throw me some Vaseline, like a box, throw me some Vaseline down, you know, to try to stop the blood and you back at it until people say like, nah, that's enough.
Yeah.
You know, that's enough, come on, man, that's enough. You go to mutual corners, and you know, you so fucked up that you can't even go to chow. People gotta bring you food to eat. You know what I mean? You like face swole, lips busted, eyes split. Because if you go down the highway looking like that, officer's gonna be like, hey, come over here. What the fuck happened to you?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Get over here. And then, you know, now you gotta answer questions.
Yeah.
Then you gotta go to solitary for about a month or 2, you know what I mean? So you're like, damn. I gotta go through this situation.
You ever have to go to solitary?
Yeah, hell yeah. Dude, I went to segregation. You know, they said me. You know what I mean? For 2 years, I got segregated. For like 2 years, that's where like, you in your cell 23 hours out of a day. Mm-hmm. You only out to cell 1 hour out of 24 hours. And on the other time you go in the shower. But my cell is right here, and what it stand is your shower. So that's as far as you go from your cell to the shower, and you got an officer watching you in. You know what I mean? You handcuffed walking the shower, you handcuffed walking back in. And the crazy part about that, and said, it's a lot of Hispanics down there.
Yeah.
And the Hispanic gangs are the worst in prison. It's not a black gang, it's not a white gang, it's a Hispanic gang. And they for real, if they say, you gotta go, you gotta go. And if they don't kill you, they gonna kill them. If no ifs and buts about it. So I done seen where Hispanic got to cut out their cell. They made a knife to cut the chicken barbed wire. We call it chicken wire.
Yeah.
Cut the chicken wire out, slide through, and this guy said it's gonna be open. Go in, slide up under his bed, and wait for him to come in. Because when you come in, you're handcuffed. And before they take the cuffs off, they gotta shut the door and lock it. Then you gotta stick your hand through like the chute they feed you in. And it's about this long and about this wide. Mm-hmm. So you gotta stick your hands through for them to unlock the door.
Yeah.
The lock. By that time, this guy came from up under his bed, and now he's stabbing him. And you know, the guy can't defend himself because he handcuffed. Because the first hit he get hit with, he gonna snatch his hands back in to try to protect himself. And I done seen that shit so many times in Pittsburgh. I'm like, man, this is what I'm back here. This is what I'm facing, and I'm innocent. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's a hard pill to swallow. Yeah.
What would you tell a young youth out here, or just audience really, that's mislabeled? Like, you got people who are mislabeled in society. Mm-hmm. What would you tell them to articulate about themselves so they can stay strong like you did?
Man, you know, prison is not for everybody. And if whatever you out here doing, and if it's gonna cause you to go to prison, stop doing it. Because, man, you know, the most precious thing in the world, and I'm telling you, is freedom. And a lot of times, we forget the smaller things in life. Matters a lot. Because in prison, you know, the smaller things in life don't even count anymore. Don't count. Because when you go get your mail, you reciting a number. It's not even you don't have a name, you have a number. Same thing they say, inmate Scott, you got some mail. I gotta read out my TDC number, 806422. That's you. You know what I mean? So it's them smallest things in life that you gotta treasure. You gotta treasure in them special moments with your mom, or the holiday seasons, where, you know, when you was in society, you know, y'all celebrated Christmas. Y'all exchanged gifts. We hung Christmas trees together. We sing Christmas carols together. But in prison, it's nothing like that.
So as a follow-up question, now, as a free man and known innocent man, on a daily basis, where do you find your peace and your happiness to kind of like, to validate you understanding?
Man, doing what I'm doing, trying to help as many innocent people that I can get out of prison. That was my passion. Because, dude, I'm going to tell you something, and it's so crazy. I was a kid. My mom and them is real religious people, my whole family. And they had like prayer meetings, prayer circles. And I was 6. I'm running through the house, and the head pastor stopped me. He said, man, when you ran through, I felt something. I need to pray for you. You know, we 6, 7. We like, man, I don't even try to hear that. Let me go play hang on seat. You know what I mean? And he was telling me something good. He was like, dude, you know, you're going to go through something so trying, so terrible. The only thing that's going to get you out of this is the faith you have in God. He prayed for me and went on. I went doing my own thing. So maybe 16, 17 years later, the guy that told me that, his son told me the exact same thing that my dad told me. I walked through the house, and he was like, wait a minute, you come here. I'm like, what's up? He said, I need to pray for you. I'm, okay, cool. Now I'm with the praying, you know, because I'm older, and I can relate, you know, to what's going on. And he prayed for me. And he said, you want me to tell you why I did that for you? I said, yeah. He said, because you got something that's hanging over you that's not good. And he said, you're going to go through something that is going to be hard to get out, but your belief and faith in God is going to be the one that saves you. And I didn't pay him no attention either. I listened to him, but I did, because he was like, son, I want to see you in church next week. This coming Sunday, I want to see you in church. I didn't go. 3 weeks later, I'm in prison for capital murder. Just like that. Just like that. And I didn't think about it at first. My mom wrote me a letter, and she told me, made me remember. She said, you remember Brother Wortham and his son told you the same thing? Still had the letter in his frame.
Was it the first letter she wrote you?
Yeah, the first letter, and I framed it. I got it in like my TV room.
Yeah.
It's framed, and I remember those quotes. She said, look, you remember Brother what their son said? So she said, whatever you're doing in prison, stop. Because God is not going to open up them doors if He feel like you don't have it in your heart to change or to deal with a change. And I thought about it. Because, dude, when I got to prison, I'm in everything. I'm selling weed. I'm having sex with female guards. I'm doing everything that I wasn't supposed to be doing. And I told myself, the last time I almost got busted, I also brought 4 pounds of weed and a 12 cell phone. And I had to load all of this stuff back to my cell block. And I did, got away with it. But one of the guys that we gave some of this stuff to move to another cell block, he got busted. And some of my people went to jail in prison. And I had the last pound and the last 4 cell phones. And they knew exactly who had it because they had snitched on me. I didn't have it on me. I hid it and they found it. And they were like, you lucky because we didn't find it on you, but we know you the one that had it. Yeah. So you better be lucky. They still locked me up about a week in solitary, you know what I mean? Did their investigation or whatever, and they end up letting me out. Yeah. Right then told them, I said, nah, never again. Yeah. I can't deal with this. Because right then would have stopped me from going home if I would have got exonerated. I would have had to do that time that I caught in prison. So I was like, what is more important to me?
Yeah.
Living this prison life of fame or
That's
getting back home to my kids, man.
They shouldn't be able to give you prison time for like stuff like that when you're already in prison. That just seems.
Yeah, but you know, dude, I done saw guys get 15 years for a cell phone.
Yeah.
10 years for marijuana. You get indicted. Yeah, you get a real indictment. The sheriff from the county gonna come serve you your indictment at your cell.
It's so messed up too because like none of that would probably happen if it weren't for the guards being accomplices.
Right. Yeah.
They didn't probably get ever in trouble for that.
Yeah. So you know, dealing with that situation, I'm like, man, I gotta do something. You know, I just really started getting my life together. Then like, man, look, I ain't with this life no more. Yeah. It's so easy to. You know, because in prison, man, you got all kind of shape, sizes of guys. Yeah. You got the muscle guy with the six packs, with the muscle, you know, nice hair or whatever. And the female guards, like, ooh, you know, we dealing with these people on a day-to-day basis for so many years. You tend to get a relationship. You know, y'all be like, you know, we pretty cool. You know what I mean? And it's easy to get trapped in that game. Yeah. So once I did that, you know, it was like, man, I'm cutting all ties with everything. Yeah. I can't jeopardize my freedom if I ever get exonerated or try to. And that record follows you back to your county. You're like, man, we can't let you out. Cause how are we gonna let you out? And you down here doing things like this. Yeah. So it's like, dude. After that, I became a black Ronald McDonald. I opened up a hamburger franchise in prison. And I sold hamburgers for like 9 years in a row, and that kept me surviving where I can have money and commissary to survive in prison because a lot of times your family leaves you. Yeah. And you don't have no family support, so you gotta do what you gotta do. Yeah. So that was my next best thing I do. I became the first black Ronald McDonald, man. I opened a hamburger franchise.
And you're just spreading like good energy then, you know, if you're just like hamburgers.
Yeah. So, you know, people expected those hamburgers every day, and I made sure they got them every day. Yeah.